In all baseball land, there are no fans so grand as our Mets fans. When we play other teams, no one blood-curdling screams, that's our Mets fans. But when Mets fans shout, go, what they mean we all know. We've got no place to go but up.
From Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri, it's the New York Mets playing the world champion St. Louis Cardinals. Oh, hi, everyone. This is Ralph Kiner along with Bob Murphy and Lindsey Nelson from St. Louis, Missouri. And it's a day that might see a little bit of rain. We've had a few showers already today. In fact, they've had the canvas on the field. They are now taking it off, so we'll have some baseball in just a short while. The lineups for the game today: Bobby Klaus will lead off for the Mets. He'll be playing second base. Johnny Lewis batting second in center field. Charlie Smith batting third. He'll be playing at third base. He has hit in 10 of his last 11 games, batted .400 over that period of time. Ron Swoboda, the cleanup batter. Ron had his hitting streak stopped at 7 last night as he was stopped by Kurt Simmons. Ron will be playing right field. Hawk Taylor, the catcher, batting 5th. Jim Hickman at first base, batting 6th. Roy McMillan, who has hit in 10 of his last 11 games for a .381 average, playing shortstop and batting 7th. Billy Cowan playing left field. He'll be batting 8th. And the pitcher, Gary Kroll, will bat 9th. For the world's champions, the St. Louis Cardinals, Kurt Flood will lead off. He'll be playing center field. Lou Brock in left field, batting 2nd. Bill White at first base, batting 3rd. Ken Boyer at third base, batting 4th. Dick Groth, the shortstop, batting 5th. Tim McCarver catching and batting 6th. Phil Gagliano in right field, batting 7th. Julian Javier at second base, batting 8th. And the pitcher, Ray Sadecki, batting 9th. Right now, the umpire's talking with Casey Stengel and the captain of the St. Louis Cardinals, Ken Boyer. It'll be Al Foreman at home plate, Doug Harvey at first base, Shag Crawford at second base, and Tony Vincent at third. In the National League, the Dodgers lead by 2 games over Cincinnati. Cardinals in third place, 3.5 back. San Francisco in fourth place, they trail by 4.5. Milwaukee in fifth, 5.5 back. Cubs in sixth place, they trail by 6.5. Philadelphia in seventh place, 7.5 back. In eighth place, Houston, 7.5 back. Mets are in ninth, 10.5, and Pittsburgh in last place, 12.5 games behind. Right now, our national anthem. Missouri, our national anthem and the call of play ball. And right now, to take you along the way on the play-by-play, Bob Murphy.
Thank you, Ralph, and hi, everybody. We're all set for action here in St. Louis. 20-game winner Ray Sadecki will be on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals. Tim McCarver behind the plate. Ray Sadecki this year getting off to a slow start, lost 4 before winning his first game. Last Tuesday night here in St. Louis, he went the route in pitching a 5-hitter to beat the Philadelphia Phillies to win his first game of the year. Right now, as the game gets underway, the sun is shining. But the weatherman says it'll be an afternoon of intermittent showers. Bobby Klaus will lead off for New York. Bobby had 4 of the 6 base hits given up by Kurt Simmons last night. Bobby went 4 for 4 to raise his average to 219. Yogi Berra coaching at first, Don Hefner on the lines at third. Johnny Lewis, the on-deck batter. Now Sadecki winds, and the game is underway on a fastball taken high. 1 ball, no strikes. St. Louis playing Bill White at first, Julian Javier at second, Dick Grote at short, and Ken Boyer at third. An infield that many people consider one of the finest ever assembled. Inside and high, 2 balls and no strikes on Bobby Klaus. The world champion Redbirds in their outfield have Lou Brock in left, Kurt Flood playing center, and Phil Gagliano is around at right. Sadecki on the mound and Tim McCarver behind the plate. The 2-0 delivery is high, ball 3. And Ray Sadecki has gone behind on the first batter up in the game, Bobby Klaus, 3-0. Ray Sadecki, 24-year-old southpaw from Kansas City. Ball 4, it's outside, and Bobby has drawn a walk. So Klaus now has been on base 5 times in a row with 4 for 4 last night and a walk here today. Johnny did not start against left-hander Kurt Simmons last night, but is in the lineup this afternoon against southpaw Sadecki. A high fly ball hit to right field. Coming in on the ball is Gagliano. He's under it in shallow right. And he makes the catch, retiring Johnny Lewis. 1 out and 1 on. And coming up to hit will be Charlie Smith. Charlie has really been ripping since he returned to the lineup following his injury. Since returning to the Mets lineup, Charlie Smith in 11 games is batting .400. And he has hit safely in 10 of the 11. Pitch by Sadecki, low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Tomorrow night, the Mets have a twilight night doubleheader at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. We'll be on the air tomorrow night at 6 p.m. with the first game of the Twin Bill. Now Sadecki off the stretch, delivers. Ground ball hammered down to third. Boyer goes to Javier for 1, on to White. Safe at first base. Wide throw on the home plate side of first, and also not in time, and Charlie Smith reaches on the force play. That brings up Ron Swoboda. Ron went 0 for 3 last night. He was on base 1 time against Simmons when he drew a walk. Ron hitting .298 with 10 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Cardinals play Ron deep in the outfield, around toward left. Ron stands deep in the batter's box. He has his back foot right on the restraining line. Bill White holding against the base runner. Low and inside, blocked by Tim McCarver. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mets and the Cardinals divided a 2-game series at Shea Stadium. St. Louis now has taken the first 2 games of this series. So they lead on the year 3 games to 1. Pitch thrown to Swoboda, a line drive base hit to right center field. Running for the ball is Gagliano. Smitty's on his way to third. He'll go into third standing up. A line shot into right center, a base hit by Swoboda. And the Mets have runners on first and third, 2 down. Runners at the corners, 2 men away as Ron Swoboda blistered one. When he hits a line drive, it is really tagged. That ball went over the head of Javier like a bullet and out into right center field. Now Bob Taylor working behind the plate. Batting number 5 in the order is the hitter against Ray Sadecki. Hawk hitting .258 on the year. A ground ball hammered to shortstop. Dick Grote is up with it. Throws to Javier. They force Swoboda, and the side is out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. Middle of the first inning, the New York Mets nothing, and the St. Louis Cardinals coming to bat. Say, are you planning to visit the World's Fair this year? Well, we certainly hope you are. And if you do, get a free Shell World's Fair map and walking guide from your Shell dealer. It's the only map of the World's Fair that tells you how much time you need to walk from place to place and see the things you want to see. How long will you spend at the Ford Pavilion? What's the quickest way from the Unisphere to the Belgian Village? How long does the Swiss Sky Ride take? Will you have time to see the free Florida water ski show? How many minutes will you take to walk from the Spanish Pavilion to General Motors? How long do the fireworks last? Well, don't guess, because you can get all the answers from the free Shell World's Fair map and walking guide. The only map of the World's Fair that tells you how much time you need to go where you want and see what you want. So make the most of your time at the fair. Ask your Shell dealer for a World's Fair map and walking guide.
Leading off on the Cardinals, number 21, the other fielder, Flood.
Now Kurt Flood is the first man up against Gary Kroll as we go to the home first inning. Kurt hitting .320, has 6 home runs and 23 runs batted in. Now the tall right-hander winds and delivers, and it's a high infield pop fly. Bobby Klaus and Jim Hickman are converging. Klaus calls, makes the catch behind the mound. 1 out, nobody on. Brock will be the hitter. Brock hitting .317, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. He can do it all. He has blazing speed, awesome power. He puts it all together, and he's a young ball player. Charlie Smith has to play in close at third against Brock, one of the game's fastest men. Gary Kroll winds, delivers. He bunts it down the third baseline. It's foul. Brock wasting no time trying to get a leg hit. He bunted for a base hit behind a 420-foot home run last night. Gary Kroll was the starting pitcher on Tuesday night in Milwaukee, and Gary did a good job, although he was the losing pitcher. That was the game the Braves won 4-3. Gary worked 6 innings, allowed 3 runs. The tall right-hander is 1-2 and lost 2. Now Gary over the head. Down comes the arm. A line drive, a base hit through the hole to right field. Ron Swoboda picks it up in right, plays it back into Bobby Klaus. And Brock has singled to right with 1 man down. Bill White batting .276 with 5 home runs and 19 runs batted in. Last year, for the 3rd straight year, Bill knocked in over 100 runs for the Redbirds. Now Jim Hickman holding against the runner. Now Kroll checks the runner. There he goes. Here's the pitch high. The pig by Hawk to slide. Save. He stole a base. His 18th of the year. Roy McMillan taking the throw from Hawk Taylor. But not in time, and Lou Brock has stolen his 18th base. Last check, the Dodgers' Maury Wills had 21. St. Louis, as a team, has stolen 22 bases. And Lou Brock has stolen 18 of the 22. Gary watching Brock. Here's the pitch on the way. Off the outside corner, 2-0 on Bill White. Mickey Vernon coaching at first base. Joe Schultz is on the lines at third. Cardinals riding a 5-game win streak, and they've won 9 of their last 10. Pitching 2-0. The breaking ball is down low. It's ball 3, 3-0 on Bill White. Pitch by Gary Kroll. Inside, ball 4. He walked it. That brings up Boyer. Boyer had a 2-run homer last night. It was number 4 by Ken. He's sitting .292 with 21 runs batted in. Drove in 119 runs to lead the major leagues last year and became the National League's most valuable player. Let's have the infield at double play depth. McMillan pulled a stride toward the hole on the left side of the diamond. Klaus over near second. There go the runners, hit and run, a drive in the air to left field. Coming in for the ball is Billy Cowan, and he makes the catch. He's got a double play in the making. The ball is fired into Bobby Klaus, and they double up Lou Brock. The Cardinals were playing hit and run. That ball badly fooled Billy Cowan in left field. Billy started back on the ball, then had to right himself, come racing in. He made a one-handed grab just before the ball hit the grass. Cardinals either suffered a mental lapse or thought the ball might be going in for a base hit. They kept running, and then all Billy had to do was peg the ball into Bobby Klaus to double up Lou Brock. Actually, Brock was near third. Bill White wasn't even back to second base when the ball was thrown into second. The Redbirds were playing hit and run. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. At the end of one inning, the Mets nothing and the Cardinals nothing. Ray Sadecki is into his lineup. The pitch to Jim Hickman, and the fastball is high, ball one. We have a number of banners in the ballpark today in St. Louis boosting the Mets, including one huge banner that looks like a king-size bedsheet being toted around by college students from Parsons College, Fairfield, Iowa. Ground ball hit to third. Boyer up with it, throws to first, and Hickman is out. One out, the base is empty. Roy McMillan hitting against Ray Sadecki. Roy batting .252. Mack has hit safely in 10 of his last 11 games. Outside and high, it's ball one. Like Charlie Smith, over the last 11 games, Mack has really been hitting. His average for the 11-game span is .381. Black foul in behind Don Hefner, the third base coach. Billy Cowan, playing in left field this afternoon, waits in the on-deck circle. One out and nobody on, second inning. One delivery by Sadecki. Foul pop-up over toward the crowd. Bill White running over by the field boxes, but he'll have no play. It drops into the crowd, a souvenir. Sun now has been obscured by a new wave of clouds moving in. These thunderstorms are building up in the Ozark area, moving in from the southwest. The weatherman says that we can expect intermittent showers throughout the day. McCarver setting up the target. The 1-2 pitch. It's high. He lays off. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Roy McMillan. Two-2 delivery. An off-speed delivery by Sadecki that's outside, and we have a full count, 3-2. The series has drawn well. The crowd today will be the smallest of the 3 dates. But it rained early this morning. It rained again a half an hour before the game. 3-2 delivery. Foul ball, back upstairs, no play. Yogi Berra coaching at first base. Don Hefner is on the lines at third. 3-2 delivery, a ground ball whacked down to third, glove-handed by Boyer. He played the offbeat hop. And a long, awkward throw to first base is in time for the second out. Well, Yogi had quite a reunion last night with his wife Carmen's sisters. Carmen Berra's family, there were 5 girls and a boy. The last night after the ball game was over, Yogi was visiting with the 4 sisters. 5 mighty lovely girls from Carmen's family. Billy Cowan, the batter, and it's outside and low, ball one. One of Yogi's brother-in-laws. At one time, when he was a young man, was the clubhouse boy for the St. Louis Browns. Ground ball bounced slowly towards shortstop. In comes Grote. He grabs and throws. Safe. He beat it out. A base hit. Looked like he had it beat, and also umpire Doug Harvey points to the bag indicating that White's foot had been pulled off as he stretched out to meet the throw, and that'll be an infield hit for Billy Cowan. Two outs and one on, and Cheyenne comes striding to the plate. Gary tabbed with that nickname Cheyenne by his teammates after the television personality in the series Cheyenne. Huge guy with a big head of hair. Gary will go 3 and 4 months at a time without getting a haircut. Now Sadecki delivers to the plate. A high pop foul behind home plate. McCarver gets rid of the mask. He's under it, and the side is out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. At the end of an inning and a half. The Mets nothing, the Cardinals nothing. Say, are you one of those people who go to a German-American picnic and you can't sing because you don't know the words? Then listen.
Wir kommen alle in den Himmel is a song that gets sung over and over at German parties and picnics until the singers raise a fearful thirst. Then they change that tune. Beer here is the traditional German call for beer, and often it's Rheingold Extra Dry they call for. In fact, in New York City, where there are more Germans than in all of Heidelberg, more people drink Rheingold than any other beer. And Rheingold is going great in New Jersey, New England, and Pennsylvania, too. Why do German Americans like Rheingold? We don't know. But we must be doing something right.
St. Louis hitting now in the last half of the second. Veteran shortstop Dick Grote, a lifetime .293 hitter, will be the first batter up against Gary Kroll. Boyer was hitting with 2 men on and 1 out in the first inning. The Cardinals played hit and run. Boyer hit a drive in the air to left field. Both runners, Brock and White, were going with their head down. Brock realized the ball might be caught and pulled up near third base. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's over for a strike. Bill White actually passed Brock between second and third. Mets didn't need a triple play, or they could have had one. It would have been their second of the year. All they needed was a double play. Now Gary checking with Hawk Taylor. Next pitch on the way, fouled back toward the crowd, a 2-strike count. Ball slithered in and out of the Skyview seats, then dropped into the mezzanine section. Phillies nothing, Cincinnati nothing after 1 inning. Ray Culp against the Reds' John Saturas. Pittsburgh trying to make it 3 in a row over Milwaukee. Beal pitching for the Pirates, Bob Sadowski for the Braves. No score after 1 inning. The Giants play the Astros, the Astrodome in Houston. The Dodgers lead the Cubs 2-0 after 3.5 innings. Johnny Padres against Bob Buell. Outfield around to right on Dick Grote. A slow grounder on the right side of the diamond. Klaus comes in, comes up throwing to Jim Hickman in time, and Grote is out. Now Tim McCarver will be batting. He's hitting .287. At the end of 3 innings, and a game was delayed in the third by rain, the Red Sox are leading Cleveland 4-2. Lonberg for the Red Sox. Bell relieved McDowell. They're playing a doubleheader. Washington 7, the Yankees 3 as they go to the 8th inning in the first game in the stadium. Ortega pitching for Washington. Blanco is on in relief now for the Yankees. Outside and high, 1 ball and no strikes. In the Yankee-Washington game, each team has hit 2 home runs, Jim King and Ken McMullen for Washington, Joe Pepitone and Tom Trace for the Yankees. Now Gary Kroll swings into his windup. The pitch to McCarver. Way outside, he lets it go. 2 balls and no strikes. Steve Barber pitching against Hank Gary in Detroit. It's the Orioles 1, the Tigers nothing at the end of 2. Kansas City and Minnesota were rained out in Bloomington. The White Sox play a single-day game against the Angels in Los Angeles. Fastball over, a strike called. 2-1 on Tim McCarver. McCarver drove in the 5th Cardinal run last night with a home run into the pavilion in right center. It was his 4th home run of the year. Young Tim McCarver has been the regular Cardinal backstop the last 2 years, and both years has hit almost 290. 2-1 delivery. A drive looped out over second into shallow center. Coming hard is Johnny Lewis. He'll have to play it on the hop. It's a base hit. Balled it down off the end of the bat by McCarver for a bloop single. And here comes another light rain. Light rain starting to fall. Thunder showers predicted throughout the day in St. Louis. They've had the canvas out once. Each time you have to put it out again, it gets that much tougher. Now Phil Gagliano batting. Phil's hitting .288 with 14 runs batted in. Throw to first, not in time. Breaking ball low and outside on Gagliano. Mike Shannon, who played so well for the Cardinals the last half of the season last year and then did well in the World Series, simply could not get on track at the plate this year, and so he has been benched, and Red Shandienst is now playing Gagliano, a second baseman in right field. Fastball too high, 2 balls, no strikes. Tomorrow night, Warren Spahn and Frank Larry will be the New York pitchers against the Phillies in the twilight doubleheader. Al Jackson will close out the road trip on Tuesday night in Philadelphia. .2-0 delivery. A drive in the air to center field. It's deep. Back goes Johnny Lewis, way back by the track. He's there. Makes the catch on the edge of the warning track. 2 men away on the long drive to center by Gagliano. Remember, we had about a 20-minute rain shower, and it was a hard shower. So that outfield grass does not give you the best footing in the world right now. This field was already in need of rain year in and year out. This is one of the hardest playing diamonds in Major League Baseball due to the amount of sunshine it gets. The players were remarking that it already was playing like the 4th of July. Two outs and 1 on. Julian Javier batting against Gary Kroll. Lobbed to first base. Tim McCarver is the base runner. Ray Sadecki is the on-deck batter. Quick throw to first. He almost threw it away. Hickman had to lunge for it. Last of the second inning, no score. Pitch to Javier, a swing and a miss and a curve. Gary gave him that big motion and then broke off a curve on the first pitch to him. Javier hitting .253. Julian was hurt during the series last October, and Dal Maxwell did quite a job filling in. Swing and a miss on another breaking ball thrown by Gary Kroll, and now he has Javier 2 strikes. Following today's game, the Cardinals will go on the road. They'll make their first trip to the West Coast. They'll be playing the Dodgers and the Giants and the Astros before coming back to St. Louis. Two-strike count on Javier. Down comes the pitch by Gary. A swing and a miss, he struck him out. He got him with a curveball that was way out of the strike zone. He fooled him with his motion. From the score at the end of 2 innings, the Mets nothing and the Cardinals nothing. Well, when the St. Louis Cardinals visit New York for the second time this year, it will be the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of July. And on July 3rd, it'll be a Saturday night ball game. It should be a real fun night in Shea Stadium because that will be Kiwanis Club night at Shea Stadium. There'll be special festivities before the Cardinal-Mets game that night of July 3rd to celebrate the golden anniversary of the Kiwanis Club. The immediate business at hand for the Mets at Shea Stadium, the 2-game series with the Cubs Wednesday night and Thursday, the 4-game weekend set against Harry Walker's Pittsburgh Pirates. Now we go to the 3rd inning, and to follow the play-by-play, let's get together with Ralph Kiner.
Thank you, Bob, and hi there, everyone. The rain coming down just a little bit harder now, and it chases some of the Met players out of the bullpen. Ray Sadecki to pitch right here in the top of the 3rd. His first pitch is strike on Bobby Klaus. Bobby batting for the 2nd time. He walked his first time up on the 3-1 pitch. Bobby now has reached his last 5 times up. Had 4 hits and 4 times up last night. Now the left-hander back to the right-hand batter, and a foul ball back on the screen, strike 2. Klaus batting at .219 with his 4 for 4. He got off to a slow start, has been hitting the ball much better in the last 3 weeks. After Bobby Klaus, Johnny Lewis and Charlie Smith. Now Sadecki at 2 strikes. He misses with a fastball inside, and the count now at 1-2. And the rain is coming down harder now, and it's chasing the fans out of the lower box seats. Al Foreman almost moved out to call time. Umpires looking around. A lot of bright sky around, but right now here at the ballpark, it's coming down. Hard ground ball to short. Dick Grote comes to his right, throws to first base, a lob throw in time for the out. And now time call, as Bobby Klaus goes out 6-3. So we're going to have a little bit of a rain delay. The tarp is being brought out to the pitcher's mound. Al Foreman, the home plate umpire, taking a towel to wipe off home plate. And we're now all set to go. And a 15-minute delay, and the game started up again. The first pitch is high, ball 1.
15-minute delay.
1 ball, no strikes. John has yet to have a base hit against the Cardinals in this series. Now he has. Base hit right through between first and second. Ball picked up by Gagliano, and the throw into second base keeps John at first. So the Mets have their 3rd hit. Johnny on at first base, and Charlie Smith coming up. Charlie batting .255. His first time up, he hit into a forced play. Right-hand batter. And the pitch to the plate is grounded slowly toward third base. Ken Boyer in to take it. He'll have to go to first base. Throws there in time for the out. And moving down to second on the play, Johnny Lewis. So the Mets have a runner in scoring position for the first time in the game. No score in the game. And Ron Swoboda coming up. Ron with a base hit his first time up. He's batting at .305. 3 hits and 8 times up against the Cardinals. One of the hits a home run. He leads the club in home runs with 10 and has 24 runs batted in to lead the club in that department, too. And the pitch. Curveball breaking in for strike 1. Mets nothing, the Cardinals nothing. The Mets with the runner at second base and 2 men out. The pitch. It is hit the right field in the air. Moving back is Gagliano about 15 feet from the fence, and he makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 man left. And the score at the end of 2.5. The Mets nothing, the Cardinals nothing. And now, a word from Viceroy Cigarettes.
Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Not too strong and not too light. The taste that's right.
You get the word. It's Viceroy. A cigarette that's specifically designed to taste the way you'd like a filter cigarette to taste.
Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Not too strong and not too light. The taste that's right.
Bottom half of the 3rd. Gary Crow completing his warm-up pitches on the mound for the Mets. His shirt is soaked with perspiration. After the rain, it sort of got a little bit steaming type hot, humidity much higher. Sun shining brightly, the sky's clear from the southwest. After Ray Sadecki, the batter will be Curt Flood, followed by Lou Brock. And Kroll now back again. Fastball through the middle. It'll go into center field. Ball bouncing by Roy McMillan, just getting by, and Ray Sadecki has his second hit this year. And the Cardinals have a runner at first base with no one out and Curt Flood coming up. Curt was out in the air to the second baseman, Bobby Klaus, his first time up. He's batting at .318, right-hand batter. Charlie Smith looking for possible bunt. He's in close. And the pitch, way inside. It's ball one. Flood had to move away, and Hawk Taylor had to one-handed to keep from going on by. 1 ball, no strikes. Sadecki at first base with a short lead. And the pitch by Kroll. Hit through the middle into center field, a line drive. Taken there by Johnny Lewis in one hop, and Sadecki holds at second. So 2 quick hits in a row, and the Cardinals have something going with the batter coming up, Lou Brock. And now action in the bullpen for the Mets. Tom Parsons getting up, getting set to throw. Fourth hit for the St. Louis Cardinals. Runners at first and second, no one out in the bottom half of the third. So far, no score in the game. Brock, a single his first time up, now in the batter's box. Left-hand batter, and the Mets playing in close at first and third, looking for a bunt. And the pitch by Kroll is taken for a strike, and Brock was not bunting, he was hitting away. Brock batting at .322 with 4 home runs and 19 runs batted in. And the pitch. Hit down to third. In the air. Caught by Charlie Smith. He goes to first base. Not in time. Charlie started to go to second base. There was no one there. He then went over to first base, and by that time, Curt Flood got back to first. So an easy sort of line drive to Charlie Smith, and the Mets have 1 out. And the batter coming up for the Cardinals, Bill White. Bill looked at 4 his first time up for a walk. He's batting at .276. And the first pitch to White, outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. White, before the ball game, was presented with a Golden Glove Award as a top fielding first baseman in the National League. He, along with Curt Flood. Curt, the top fielding center fielder, voted by the ball players in the National League. 1-0 pitch, checking the swing in time. Pitch inside, it's ball 2. Bill was going, then held off at the last minute as the ball came inside out of the strike zone. 2 balls, no strikes. Cardinals with runners at first and second. 1 out in the bottom half of the third. No score in the game. Next pitch, checked on again. It's ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Well, Gary Kroll has thrown 7 pitches to Bill White. He walked him on 4 his first time up. Now has a 3-0 count here, his second time up. And Gary in trouble now with runners at first and second. The on-deck batter, Ken Boyer. And Kroll at 3-0. And the pitch is inside, ball 4. And White walks for the second straight time. That moves Ray Sadecki on down to third base. And Curt Flood down to second. The bases are loaded, and Ken Boyer coming up. Boyer batting .289. He has been tough for the Mets in this series. 4 for 8. Has driven in 4 runs, had 1 home run. First time up, he hit into a double play on a short fly ball to left field. Kroll now into a short windup, his first pitch. A curveball in for a called strike. Gary picking up strike 1 on Ken Boyer. Now Kroll with the sign. His pitch back to the plate, a fastball. Fouled back on the screen, strike 2. Gary with a high-tight fastball, a good pitch. Now Kroll again at 0-2, and his pitch to Boyer. He struck him out. Slow curveball. Boyer fooled completely, going for a pitch that was outside, and Gary Kroll picks up his second out. That is his second strikeout, and it brings up Dick Grote. Runners at first, second, and third. Grote stepping in. He grounded out to second base his first time up. He's batting .245. Right-hand batter. And Kroll with the first pitch to Grote. Fastball hit the second base. Bobby Klaus has it. He goes to first. That retires the side. And Gary Kroll works out of a jam with some fine pitching. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, a walk, and 3 men left on. And the score at the end of 3, the Mets nothing, the Cardinals nothing. Now Ray Sadecki out to take his warm-up pitches. Ray will be pitching to Hawk Taylor, Jim Hickman, and Roy McMillan here in the top of the 4th inning. No score in this game. Final game of a 3-game series. Mets move on to Philadelphia for twilight doubleheader tomorrow night. Game time at 6:05. We'll be on the air from Philadelphia at 6 o'clock. Warren Spahn against Jim Bunning. Frank Leary against Chris Short, the probable pitchers. Now we're all set to go. The first pitch to Taylor is high for ball 1. Hawk hit into a force play, grounding down to Short his first time up. Batting at .250. Right-hand batter. And the pitch back. Hit deep to left field. If it stays fair, it might be extra bases. It goes foul and into the stands. Lou Brock in pretty good pursuit might have caught the ball if it had stayed in fair territory. So Taylor, a long strike on the left field line, the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. This game getting close to an hour and a half long, with a 15-minute rain delay and also a delay at the start of about 10 minutes or so. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Ray Sadecki back again. And it's low, it's ball 2. Ray has given up 3 hits. Mets getting a base hit in each of the first 3 innings. He has struck out no one and walked 1. And the left-hander at 2-1. Pitches hit to center field. Kurt Flood waiting there, now easing back. Crosses down, he makes the catch. Jim Hickman, the next batter. Jim hit the first pitch to third his first time up. One hit and 9 times up in the series. Jim playing at first base with Eddie Craneful out with a bad back. And the first pitch to the right-hand batter. Fastball hit down the third. A good play on it by Ken Boyer. He goes to first base for the out. Ken Boyer ranging to his left to come up with the ball one-handed, and Hickman out. So 2 away now. Roy McMillan, the batter. And we pause now for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network. Ralph Kiner along with Bob Murphy and Lindsey Nelson from St. Louis. No score, and the first pitch to McMillan is in there for a called strike. Roy taking all the way, trying to make Sadecki work a little bit. Roy was out to third his first time up. Pitch back to him, popped up. Third baseman Ken Boyer right near the bag. And he makes a catch in foul territory. That retires the side. It is the bottom half of the 4th. They'll score. The first man up for the Cardinals against Gary Kroll will be Tim McCarver. Gary has given up no runs, allowed 4 hits. He was in trouble in the 3rd, but pitched his way out by striking out Ken Boyer and getting Dick Grote on a ground ball to second with the bases loaded. Tim McCarver with a single to center field his first time up. Carver, left-hand batter, hitting .295. He's had 1 home run in the series. And he takes the first pitch, strike 1. Tim with 2 hits and 6 times up. the home run going to the bleacher area in right field, about 360 feet away. Just to the left of the screen that guards the bleachers from the right field foul pole down to about the 354 mark. One strike count on Tim McCarver. And Gary Kroll now ready to go. His one strike delivery. Hit in the air, foul back of home plate. Hawk Taylor to come back, but he can't get to it. It goes into the stands. So the count moves up to strike two. McCarver with a fabulous World Series record of .478. He had 11 hits in the World Series against the Yankees. That tied the amount of hits he had all year against the Mets. All year long against the Mets, McCarver had only 11 hits. He batted .198 last year. He was voted, that's .198 against the Mets. He had a .288 average against the overall league. Voted the sophomore of the year. Two-strike pitch. Hit to right field. It's going to be extra bases. Possible up the screen. Going back is Svoboda. It's off the screen. And McCarver goes into second base, standing up. Little fly ball to right field, just barely off the screen, about 315 feet away. As we mentioned before, the screen extends from the foul pole down to 354, and it guards the bleacher area out in right field. Home run has to go on top of the roof, and the roof about 30 feet high. That ball just over the top of the reach of Ron Svoboda. So McCarver with his second hit. Cardinals with a runner at second base and no one out, and the batter is Phil Gagliano. Well, there was a fellow who played here that made a living that way, and that was Enos Slaughter, hitting those kind of balls. And the first pitch is a called strike for Gagliano. Ball wasn't hit hard. Just off the screen that guards the porch in right field. Gagliano flied out the deep center his first time up, a right-hand batter. Curveball outside. So the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cardinals now have 5 hits. The Mets have 3. No score in the game. Phil Gagliano hitting .284, right-hand batter. And the 1-1 delivery. Change-up fouled back in the screen. So Gary now with the count at 1 and 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Carver at second base with a short lead. Picked up his first stolen base in the second inning, first of the year. Now the 1-2 pitch. Curve outside, a check in the swing, it's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck batter, Julian Javier. After Julian, if it goes that far, the pitcher. Ball working against the bottom of the batting order. Giants out in the top of the second. They lead 3-0 with Houston coming up in the bottom half of the second. There's the 2-2 pitch. Just outside, ball 3. So now Gary at 3 and 2. Hawk Taylor out in front of the plate to yell some encouragement to Gary Kroll. He was 3 and 2 with the bases loaded in the third, pitching to Dick Grote with 2 men out, and got Grote to hit the next pitch to second for an out. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now Kroll sets. And his pitch back to the plate. A curveball. He struck him out. Phil Gagliano down swinging on a 3-2 curve. Third strikeout for Gary Kroll. All 3 coming on curveballs, and it brings up Julian Javier. Javier, the first strikeout that Kroll registered, that came in the second. Right-hand batter, batting at .250. And the pitch. Taken on the outside corner, strike one. Mets nothing, the Cardinals nothing. The Cardinals with a runner at second base. One man out, bottom half of the fourth. Now Gary Kroll at one strike. And he comes in tight with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets playing Javier straight away in the outfield, not too deep. And the 1-1 delivery. Curveball low and outside. So the count moves to 2 balls, 1 strike. Gary Kroll with a shirt soaked with perspiration. It's steaming hot here in St. Louis after the rain. Mets with a single game to play. Two balls, 1 strike. And the pitch by Kroll. Curveball swung on a miss, strike 2. So Gary evens the count now at 2-2. At the end of 5, Philadelphia 1, Cincinnati nothing. At the end of 4, Pittsburgh 2, Milwaukee 1. Washington out with no runs in the top of the first in the second game of the doubleheader. They won the first game 7-3. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Curve inside corner, call strike 3. Slow curveball just nicking the inside corner, and Javier questioning Al Foreman about the call. Second strikeout for Gary Kroll, leaving Tim McCarver at second base, and now with 2 away, Ray Sadecki, the pitcher, comes up. Ray got a base hit to center field his first time up, his second hit this year. Gary Kroll now with 4 strikeouts. And his first pitch to the left-hand batter, a fastball outside, ball 1. Sadecki has 2 hits and 13 times up this year. His base hit was bounced right through the middle, just beyond the outstretched glove of Roy McMillan. And the right-hander back again. A curveball swung on a miss. Strike 1. Gary Kroll using the curveball, picking up his first strike. Gary has a big rolling curve. He has good motion with both his fastball and curve, and his curveball at times is used as a change of pace. Fastball hit down to second. Coming over Bobby Klaus, he one-hands it, goes to first base for the play to retire the side. So Gary Kroll, with Tim McCarver hitting a double to lead off the inning, strikes out 2, picks 1 up on the ground, and leaves 1 man on. And the score at the end of 4, the Mets nothing, the Cardinals nothing. And once again, here's Bob Murphy.
Billy Cowan hitting against Ray Sadecki in the 5th inning. A ground ball off the end of the bat down to first. Bill White comes up with it. He'll take it himself, retiring Cowan, 1 man down. 1 out and nobody on. Sadecki has now retired 6 straight hitters. And it brings up Gary Kroll. Gary 0 for 1, fouled out to Tim McCarver, his only time at bat. Now Ray Sadecki winds the pitch to Gary. A drive in the air toward right center. Running hard is the right fielder, Gagliano. It's over his head for an extra base hit. Gary is going into second base, standing up with a long double. 1 out and 1 on, and that for the Mets is their 4th hit off Sadecki, and it brings up Bobby Klaus. Bobby has drawn a walk, bounced out to short, nothing for 1. Breaking ball down in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mets will play 3 games in Philly and then be in Shea Stadium with the Chicago Cubs on Wednesday night. Slow grounder off the glove of Sadecki, charged by Grote. He throws, save, he beat it out. Beautiful play by Dick Grote. He made an amazing pickup. Bare-handed pickup in behind the mound by Grote at a very accurate throw, but not in time for Klaus. He beats it out with Gary Kroll holding at second base. Play was right in front of Gary. He couldn't make a move. Now Johnny Lewis hits against Sadecki with runners on first and second and one out. Each team now has 5 hits in the game. Here's the pitch. Crossfire delivery, a strike on the outside corner. Johnny singled to right center his last time up, 1 hit and 2 trips. Now the pitch on the way. Curve outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-hander Ray Sadecki is up in the set position. Inside the high, Johnny had to get his head out of the way. It's 2 balls and a strike. Charlie Smith is on deck, then Ron Swoboda. We're in the 5th inning, no score. Two-one delivery, a swing and a miss and a high Hartley. And now Sadecki has a 2-2 count on Johnny Lewis. Johnny is the only left-hand hitter in the lineup facing southpaw Ray Sadecki. Pitching 2-2. Outside, it's ball 3. Let's keep an eye on the runners now and see how the Mets play it. The pitcher, Gary Kroll, is on second. Bobby Klaus is on first, 1 man out. And it's 3-2 on Johnny Lewis. The runners hold up. Ball 4, it's low, and that loads the bases. Ray Sadecki on 3-2, walking Johnny Lewis. The bases are loaded. That's the second walk given by Sadecki, and it brings up Charlie Smith. Charlie has reached on a 4th play and bounced out to third, nothing for 2. Charlie hitting .253. Right now, the Mets have their best scoring opportunity of the ball game. The base is loaded, 1 man out. Redbirds have the infield looking for 2, the outfield deep. Now the pitch. A line drive hit hard down the left field line. A fair ball, a base hit. Rolling into the left field corner. Kroll scores. Klaus is in to score. Here's Lewis digging for home. The throw home by Grote, not in time. 3 runs are in on the bases clearing double by Charlie Smith. Charlie Smith cleans the bases with a line shot down the left field line. It was a wicked liner. There by inches and then down into the left field foul corner. 3 RBIs for Charlie, hiking his total to 15 on the year. Charlie has really hit well. He has hit sensationally since returning to the lineup following the injury to Ron Hunt. Mets lead 3-0 on the bases clearing double, and the batter is Ron Swoboda. A smash on the ground towards short, knocked down by Grote. The play goes to third, and Smith is out. Base hit taken away from Ron Swoboda by Dick Grote. Dick made a great play. He was so out of position after making a beautiful backhand stab deep in the hole. He had no chance to throw out Swoboda. That ball was labeled a base hit all the way, and as a result, Smith tried to go from second to third. When Grote made the grab, he then rifled on to third, and Smitty was out. 2 outs and a runner at first. That brings up Hawk Taylor. Taylor has hit into a forced play and flied to center, nothing for 2. Now Sadecki delivers. Taylor hits a ground ball, foul down the third base line. Grabbed across the line in foul territory by Ken Boyer. Ron Swoboda legging it towards second. He's running with the crack of the bat on 2 men down, and so he returns to come back. Next pitch by Sadecki. A high fly ball hit deep to left field. It's way back, and jumping for it is Brockett. Hits the top of the wall and bounces into the crowd, a 2-run homer. Hawk Taylor with a 2-run homer. That drive to left field hit right on top of the fence and bounced into the bleachers. And it's a 5-run inning for the New York Mets, and Red Shandinsk is coming out. For Bob Taylor, his third home run, his fifth and sixth runs batted in. 5 runs are in. The Mets now lead the St. Louis Cardinals 5-0 in the top half of the fifth inning. This will be all for starting pitcher Ray Sadecki. Ron Taylor will be coming in. Ron Taylor is now pitching for St. Louis. Hickman hits a ground ball down to third, bobbled by Boyer. He straightens up, and Ken will not make a throw. And Ken apparently got something in his eye. Boyer got something in his eye, and just as he started to go ahead and throw the ball to third, he held up on the throw and now has his handkerchief out of his back pocket, and Ken got something in his eye. Ground ball was hit right down to Kenny, and he stumbled a little bit as he was fielding it. The ball popped out of his glove. He recovered, was going to throw, and then held up, and now time is taken for Boyer. While whatever happened to get into his eye, he tries to get out of there. It'll be an error charged to Boyer. Hickman reaching safely, and that brings up Roy McMillan. Roy McMillan is the ninth man up in the inning. There goes the runner, hitting a run at a high pop fly. Drifting out behind second is Javier, and on the edge of the center field grass, he takes it for the out. 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 1 left on. At the end of 4.5 innings, the score, the New York Mets 5, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Last half of the fifth inning, and Kurt Flood is up against Gary Kroll. Gary's fastball is on the outside corner, strike 1. Kurt single to center in the third inning, has 1 hit and 2 times at bat. Flood hitting at .322. Breaking ball way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mets opening up a 5-run lead. Charlie Smith doubled with the bases loaded, driving 3 runs in. And Hawk Taylor belted his third home run of the year, a 2-run homer to left. Foul ball back against the screen. Home run of Hawk Taylor's. Brock, the left fielder, went back to the wall, jumped as high as he could. It was just beyond his reach, hit the top of the fence, and bounced up into the bleachers. Curve outside and low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right here in New York, 5 runs, 7 hits. St. Louis, no runs, 5 hits. Curve too high, and the string is out, 3-2. Gary has had a lot of 3-2 counts. Redbirds have had 6 men left on base in the first 4 innings. Now the payoff pitch, it's too high, ball 4. That's the third walk, and right here we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
8:10 on the dial. This is WGY Schenectady. The time is 4:31.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner from St. Louis, where the Mets lead 5-0. Cardinals trying to get it going against Gary Kroll in the home fifth inning. Flood is on first with a walk on 3-2, and the hitter is Lou Brock. Brock has singled to right, lined out to third. Broken bat, soft blooper towards short, taken by Smitty. The throw to first in time. He got him. Real good play by Charlie Smith. That ball was hit about as funny as you'll ever see one hit. The bat was broken by Gary Kroll. The ball was a soft line drive with a lot of spin on it, just past the mound, and Charlie Smith came racing across. When the ball hit, it bounced back toward Charlie. He grabbed it, he had to whirl around, and he threw to first in time. Bill White has been up twice, and both times been walked by Gary Kroll. A high infield pop fly. It carries to short left. Backpedaling is Roy McMillan. Roy watching it, and he has it for the out. 2 men down as White is erased on the pop-up. We think a lot of Rheingold drinkers are going to be mighty happy with our new Chug-A-Mug package of 6 12-ounce mugs, now selling at a special price. No opener needed. Just pull the tab and drink your Rheingold Extra Dry right from the mug. Skies really cleared up after that last rainstorm. We've had clear skies for about 30 minutes, and now it's getting cloudy again. Breaking ball low and outside to Ken Boyer. Breeze has been blowing from the right field pavilion across toward left. Now Kroll delivers to Boyer, and it's popped up, and it's playable on the left side of the diamond. Calling for it, McMillan on the edge of the outfield grass, and Mack takes it. The side is out. So Gary Kroll continues to have real good stuff. After he walked Kurt Flood, he retired the next three, all dangerous hitters, Brock, White, and Boyer. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left. 5 complete now in St. Louis to score the New York Mets 5 and the St. Louis Cardinals nothing.
And in accordance with National League rules, the grounds crew is out dragging the infield so that we may proceed with these festivities. We were a few minutes late in getting started because of a pregame shower, and then we had one 15-minute delay that came with one man out in the top half of the third inning. And as Bob Murphy pointed out, once again, the sun has been obscured a little bit by cloud cover here in St. Louis. We now have 5 innings complete, and the Mets are leading by a score of 5-0. And as we go to the top half of the 6th inning, once again, here's Bob.
All right, Lindsay. Billy Cowan will lead off against Ron Taylor in the 6th inning. The Mets batted around. They sent 9 men to the plate, scoring 5 runs on 4 hits. In shelling starting pitcher Ray Sadecki in the last inning. Billy Cowan had led off the inning. Billy grounded out. But Gary Kroll started the 5-run uprising when he doubled deep to right center. Ron Taylor's fastball, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Billy has 1 hit and 2 times up. Taylor delivers a swing and a miss, strike 2. Nobody on, nobody out. It's the 6th inning. The Mets 5 and the Redbirds nothing. Pitch by Taylor. A swing and a miss. He struck him out, and he found him on 3 pitches. 1 out, nobody on. That brings up Cheyenne, Gary Kroll. Gary held up the ball game for about 2 minutes before he came on to hit in the last inning. He was changing his shirt. Really made him feel good. He walked right up there and socked a long double to right center. And before it was all over, the Mets had 5 runs in. Fastball letter high for a call strike. Big hit in the inning was the double to left field by Charlie Smith with the bases loaded. It drove 3 runs home. Ron Taylor's pitch, a bouncing ball hit slow towards short. In comes Dick Gross. He snags and throws to Bill White, and Gary is out. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the batting order now for Bobby Klaus. Bobby had 4 for 4 last night. He has 1 for 2 and a walk in this game. Ron Taylor is into his windup, and the breaking ball is outside and low, ball 1. Ron Taylor worked in relief of Ray Washburn on Friday night. Al Jackson has started for New York. Al left the game with New York in front 4-2. 4-3. And the Cardinals scored 2 runs on the last play of the game to win 5-4, and Taylor got his first win of the year. Fastball down the middle, a strike. 1-1 on Bobby Klaus. By studying moving pictures, movies taken of Bobby hitting, he discovered he had been locking his hips. And since correcting that, he has been hitting a great deal better. Pitch on the inside corner for a call strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. They had a brief rain delay in Cincinnati. They've resumed. They now have played 7 innings with the Phillies leading Cincinnati 2-0. 1-2 pitch. High pop fly into short left. Left fielder Lou Brock drifting in. He's under it and puts it away. The side is out. Mets out in order in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. At the end of 5.5 innings, the Mets 5 and the Cardinals nothing. And now it's time for another unusual fact from the Viceroy Hall of Records. Got a question for you. You know, when the first night game was played, I was really surprised it was so long ago. But the Viceroy Hall of Records gives the nod to a couple of amateur teams that played in Massachusetts. The year, 1880. Surprising? But I'll tell you this, it's no surprise to see more and more smokers choosing Viceroy. It's because Viceroy's got the taste that's right. You see, Viceroy is specifically designed to taste the way you'd like a filter cigarette to taste. Viceroy is not too strong, like some brands that taste as if they didn't have a filter. And not too light like some others. You know the kind. They just don't seem to satisfy your taste. But when you line up a Viceroy, you get the filter cigarette that's not too strong, not too light. Viceroy's got the filter for the taste that's right.
Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Not too strong and not too light. The taste that's right.
Dick Groot is the hitter for St. Louis in the last of the 6th inning. He contends with Gary Kroll. Strike call, knee high. St. Louis has had at least one base runner in every inning of the ball game, so Gary has been working under pressure. Mets playing a Groot to hit the ball to the opposite field. Fastball drives him back from the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Mets go on to Philadelphia, play tomorrow night a doubleheader and a single game Tuesday night, and then return to Shea Stadium. The St. Louis Cardinals will be leaving here tomorrow, and they'll go to the West Coast for their first West Coast visit this year. The 1-1 pitch, back roll, fouled off, back into the upper deck. Phillies got a run in the 8th inning. They now lead Cincinnati 3-0 at the end of 7.5. Ray Colt against John Saturas. The Pirates trying to make it 3 in a row over the Milwaukee Braves behind their strikeout king, Bob Veal. They lead the Braves 3-1. The Bucks will be in Shea Stadium next weekend playing Friday night, Saturday a Ladies' Day game, and a doubleheader a week from today. Way outside, a wild pitch, not officially, with nobody on. And it's 2-2 on Dick Groot. The Giants lead the Astros on a 3-run homer by Jim Ray Hart. It's 3-0 at the end of 3. Claude Raymond has replaced starter Ken Johnson in the 4th inning. Gaylord Perry is the Giant pitcher. And the Dodgers and Cubs are playing in the 11th inning, tied 2-2. It'll be the Cubs opening the homestand Wednesday night in Shea Stadium. Pitching 2-2. Foul ball, drifting high and lazily back toward the upper deck along the right field line. Young right-hander Nelson Briles is now warming up in the Cardinal bullpen. Now Kroll delivers 2-2. Bouncing ball hit slowly on the right side, taken by Hickman. Kroll comes to cover in time. Dick Groot turning around to ask Doug Harvey whether or not Kroll missed the base. And Doug says no, he had it tagged. There's 1 man away. Tim McCarver has 2 for 2. McCarver has singled to center, doubled off the pavilion screen in right field. Tim McCarver, 2 for 2, batting against Gary Kroll. Breaking ball outside and high, ball 1. McCarver hitting .295. Tim McCarver got an estimated $80,000 to sign a contract with the Cardinals when he graduated from the Christian Brothers High School in Memphis, Tennessee. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball, letter high for a strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Major League Baseball clubs would never hesitate to pay $80,000 in a bonus if they could be sure that in about 2 years' time, that youngster could be playing solid big league ball. Well, here comes the rain once again. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball outside, it's 2-1. Boy, this wind has really freshened up just in the last few moments, indicating we're going to get another rain shower. It is blowing from right field across toward left. I'd estimate the velocity at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. Dal Maxwell is loosening his arm up in the Cardinal bullpen. Right-hander Nelson Briles is warming up to be ready if the Cardinals get down to the number 9 spot in their batting order. The 2-1 delivery is fouled. Back upstairs, no play. It's 2-2 on Tim McCarver. This is an official ball game. However, if it starts to rain hard and they have to stop, it'll probably mean just another delay. It's the type of day where you figure you will finish the ball game, but you might be held up with the intermittent showers forecast. Now Gary Kroll signing in. The 2-2 pitch to McCarver. A changeup is popped up out behind second. Back goes Roy McMillan to short center, and he takes it for the out. Good changeup by Gary Kroll to eliminate McCarver. That brings up Gagliano. On the West Coast, the Chicago White Sox got 3 runs off Dean Chance in the first inning. Now the Angels are hitting in the last half of the first. White Sox lead the Twins by 2 games. Here's the pitch, a grounder down to third, fielded by Charlie Smith. He throws on to first, the side is out, and just as he throws him out, here comes the rain. It's raining hard right now. So the umpires are getting together, and I think we're going to have another rain delay. Let's check the clock. About 12 minutes before here in St. Louis, till 5 back in New York. In the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. At the end of 5.5 innings, or at the end of 6 innings, I beg your pardon, the score, the New York Mets 5 and the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. And here's a very sad French-Canadian song about a fellow who lost the key of his clarinet. Listen.
J'ai perdu le dos de ma clarinette. J'ai perdu le dos de ma clarinette. Ah, si papa, il savait pas, voilà.
J'ai perdu le dos de ma clarinette is a song with the kind of humor French-Canadians love. But one song leads to another, and the thirst that follows is no laughing matter.
Oh, voici vous, c'est agréable. Oh, voici vous, c'est doux. Oh, votre goût, ça rend l'esprit malade.
Grand un petit coup is what they'll sing as they reach for a beer. Probably Rheingold Extra Dry. In fact, in New York City, where there are more different kinds of people than in any other city in the world, more people drink Rheingold than any other beer. And Rheingold is going great in New Jersey, New England, and Pennsylvania, too. Why do French Canadians like Rheingold? We don't know, but we must be doing something right.
Well, we were just saying about those trades that'll be coming up. And here's one for you, and this is a very interesting trade. The Milwaukee Braves and the Houston Astros have come up with a trade. Lee May has gone from Milwaukee to Houston. Ken Johnson and Jim Beecham go from Houston to Milwaukee. So the Braves get a pitcher, Ken Johnson, and an outfielder, Jim Beecham. He's an outfielder who can't throw. And the Houston Astros get Lee May, who is an outfielder who can hit. He's been hobbled a little bit with a sore ankle and a sore leg. It's a slight sprain. Strangely enough, when we were in Milwaukee on the recent series, Lee May thought that he might possibly be coming to New York. Of course, there are rumors of all kinds at this time. He knew that he was sort of up on the trade block, and he thought he might be coming to New York, and he wanted to because he's a singer. He's a professional singer, in addition to being a ball player, and he thought New York would be a great place. Well, he'd better change his style to Western songs because he'll be playing now in Houston, Texas. The St. Louis Cardinals are on the field. Ron Taylor is completing his warm-ups, and the Mets will have Johnny Lewis up to lead off in the top half of the 7th inning. We'll give you the official time of this delay as soon as we get started here. It's been almost an hour and 10 minutes, but we'll give it to you officially. The official scorer is charged with the responsibility of announcing the duration of the official delay. Tim McCarver throws the ball down to second base, and Johnny Lewis steps into the batter's box. He has slid to right, had a ground single to right, and walked. He has scored 1 run. Well, it's always interesting to see what the first couple of men do to give you some kind of an indication as to how the pitcher has been able to regain his form after the long delay and having to warm up again. 1 hour and 12-minute delay, says the press box PA. 1 hour, 12 minutes is the official delay. Pitch swung on and lined into right center field for a base hit. Kurt Flood's moving over to cut it off. Up with it, plays it back in, and single to right center for Johnny Lewis. And Charlie Smith is up. Charlie had the big hit in the ballgame so far. It was a bases-loaded double that scored 3 runs in the top half of the 5th inning. Quickly now, there's action down in the bullpen for the Cardinals. Ball is bunted down the first baseline, taken by Bill White, and he'll have to go to first to Javier, who sort of skidded a little at the bag, but took it in time. Sacrifice has moved Johnny Lewis into scoring position at second. Nelson Bryles, a right-hander, is down there throwing, and the reason he started so quickly is because Johnny Lewis, with that opening base hit off Ron Taylor, made Red Schoendienst think that just maybe Taylor might not be quite ready, so he wanted to get Nelson Bryles ready in a hurry. Sacrifice that went 3-4 if you're scoring for Charlie Smith, and Ron Swoboda's up. Ron is 1 for 3 in this game. He scored 1 run. He was robbed of another base hit in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch, and it swung on. He jammed him with a fastball, and he just sort of handcuffed him. Strike 1. Swoboda hitting cleanup. This is a young man who is sought out wherever the Mets go these days because everybody wants to get a look at a man who's 20 years old in his first season in the majors and has 10 home runs already, and some of them tape measure jobs. Swing and a miss. It's strike 2. Hawk Taylor is waiting in the on-deck circle. Off the stretch now, Ron Taylor with the pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. That's the second strikeout for Ron Taylor. 2 away, and Hawk Taylor's coming up. Hawk had a home run in the top of the 5th, and to left field, a 2-run homer, and it was the hit that got Ray Sadecki out of the ballgame. Sadecki worked 4 2/3 innings. He gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. He struck out none, and he walked 2. Taylor sets now as Johnny Lewis leads at second, and here's the pitch. Swung on and hit deep to left. It's way back there, and it's going, and it's out of here for a home run for Hawk Taylor. Midway up in the left field seats. Johnny Lewis comes on to score. Hawk Taylor with his second home run of the ball game. The Mets lead by a score of 7-0. Hawk Taylor is playing no favorites. He hit 1 homer off a left-hander and 1 off a right-hander. I'll tell you something about Hawk Taylor. Last year, against the Philadelphia Phillies on Saturday afternoon, he hit 2 home runs. And he got 2 other hits. He got 4 hits. That was the day before Jim Bunning pitched a perfect game against the Mets. Here's a pitch to Hickman. It's in there for a called strike. The Mets 7, and the Cardinals nothing. here in the top half of the 7th inning. Pitch. Swung on and hit deep to left, and racing over to the corner is Lou Brock, and he makes the catch in foul territory as it curved over across the line. But the Mets picked up 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and none left, and the score at the end of 6.5 innings is the Mets 7 and the Cardinals nothing. Manager Red Schoendienst of the Cardinals is going to his bench now. He has Tito Francona up to bat for Julian Javier. He has Bob Skinner on deck to bat for Ron Taylor. He has Dal Maxwell throwing down in the bullpen area. He has Nelson Briles warmed up. Cardinals batting in the bottom of the 7th. Gary Kroll on the mound. Kroll has given up 6 hits so far. Francona is a left-hand batter. Pitches inside for a ball. Francona is the fellow who opened up the bottom of the 9th Friday night with a double. It started all the trouble and ended with the Cardinals beating the Mets 5-4. And the Cardinal fans want to get something started here if they can. Swung on, hit in the air to left, and coming on is Billy Cowan. He can't get to it. It's dropped in for a base hit. So Francona has delivered a pinch single to left. And Bob Skinner is coming up to bat, and we're going to get a pinch runner as Dal Maxwell is coming in to run for Francona. Bob Skinner up now to bat for Ron Taylor. Skinner has been up 17 times, had 3 hits, 1 triple, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. He's hitting 176. Mets lead 7-0. Going to get action down the Met bullpen. Here's a swing and a miss. Tom Parsons gets up to throw. Same sort of move that Red Schoendienst made is being made now by Casey Stengel. He wants to have somebody ready in the bullpen just in case Gary Kroll has cooled off and can't get himself going after warming up the second time. Here's the pitch to the left-hand batter. Hit on the ground into right field for a base hit. Maxwell is at second base. He holds up as Swoboda's throw goes to second. And it's a pinch single for Skinner. So the Cardinals have had back-to-back pinch base hits with Kurt Flood coming up. Runners lead first, second, the pitch to Flood. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. Flood is 1 for 2 and a walk so far. Strike 1 pitch. Pitch is swung out and in the air to center field. Johnny Lewis hangs there. Runners halfway. Lewis makes the catch. Runners return. 1 away. Kurt Flood flying out to center field on a 3-2 pitch, and it brings up Lou Brock. He's 1 for 3 in this game. Now the pitch to Brock is in there for a called strike. Dodgers and the Cubs now go to the 16th inning. Tied 2-2. Right here, the Mets are leading the Cardinals 7-0. Here's a pitch, and it's outside for a ball, 1-1. Jim Hickman is playing in front of the runner at first base against the left-hand batter. He's playing on the infield grass, and there's more than one reason for that. The area around there is a little slippery, and Skinner, as the base runner, had been moving in on the infield grass, and now on instructions from the dugout, Hickman is being moved back at this moment, behind the runner. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and foul back. He jammed him off the handle. It's 1-2. Dal Maxwell, the runner at second. Bob Skinner, the runner at first with 1 man out. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lou Brock at the plate. Here's a pitch, and it's in there for strike 3. As Brock just took a little chopping stroke, and he is struck out on a breaking ball. Strikeout number 5 for Gary Kroll. And Bill White's coming up with 2 men out. He has walked, and popped to short. The Mets 7, the Cardinals nothing. Mets have 9 hits. The Cards have 7. Here's a pitch to White that misses outside for ball 1. Checks the runners, and here's the pitch. Swung on it on the ground to second base. Taken by Klaus, he placed to McMillan, and the side is retired. Klaus had to go back in the rim of the outfield grass to take that one. And time to force Skinner on a play that goes 4-6, and in the bottom of the 7th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Score at the end of 7 is the Mets 7 and the Cardinals nothing, and the lights have just been turned on. We go to the top half of the 8th inning. Roy McMillan is up for the Mets. Ron Taylor's pitch, and it's in for a called strike. I beg your pardon, it is Nelson Briles who is the pitcher now. Nelson Briles has come in as Taylor was removed for the pinch hitter. And Darryl Maxwell stays in the game at second base for the Cardinals. Swung on it in the air to center field. Kurt Flood ranges over. He's underneath and waiting. Pounds the glove, moves up and makes the catch. One away, and that'll bring on Billy Cowan. He's 1 for 3. The Mets are leading by a score of 7-0 in the top half of the 8th inning. We have had 2 rain delays since the ball game started, and the game started a little late because of a shower about 30 minutes before game time. We had a 15-minute delay in the 3rd inning and a delay of an hour and 12 minutes after 6 innings. Pitch to the right-hand batter. Swung on foul back at first. White gives it a run close to the stands, and it's in the seats and out of play. Strike 1. We repeat the trade that was announced earlier this afternoon. The Houston Astros have sent pitcher Ken Johnson and outfielder Jim Beecham to the Milwaukee Braves in exchange for outfielder Lee May. Swing and a miss by Cowan at the plate. A 2-strike count now. Nelson Briles with the pitch. Swung on and missed, and Cowan is struck out. Second time today that Cowan has gone via strikeout. Here's Gary Kroll. He had a long double to start the Met rally in the top of the 5th. That was the inning in which the Mets got 5 runs on 4 hits. A smattering of applause for 6'6" tall Gary Kroll. Low for a ball. It was a breaking ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Here's a 1-1 delivery. Inside for ball, 2-1. And 2-1 pitch is a check swing foul ball to the right side and out of play. Nelson Briles works, and here's the 2-2 offering. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. Struck him out. Briles picks up 2 strikeouts in the inning, gets the side in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Score at the end of 7.5 innings is the Mets 7 and the Cardinals nothing. And now it's time for another unusual fact from the Viceroy Hall of Records. You know, the way managers shuffle their lineups these days, here's a record I think will stand for a long, long time. When Connie Mack was managing the Philadelphia A's, they played 2 complete World Series using only 9 men in each game, not even a relief pitcher. Connie went with his best and needed no substitutes. And in the Filter Cigarette League, you'll never want a substitute for Viceroy, because Viceroy is specifically designed to taste the way you'd like a filter cigarette to taste. Not too strong like some brands that taste as if they didn't have a filter, and not too light like some others. You know the kind. They just don't seem to satisfy your taste. But when you light up a Viceroy, you get the filter cigarette that's not too strong, not too light. Viceroy's got the filter for the taste that's right.
Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Not too strong and not too light. The taste that's right.
We're going now to the bottom half of the 8th inning. And the Chicago Cubs have defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'll give you the totals on that Chicago-Los Angeles game in a moment. Here's the pitch to Ken Boyer in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And it is low for a ball. Gary Crow still in there. He's been in all the way for the New York Mets. And now the 1-0 pitch. And it's in for a called strike. Big Grote is waiting on deck. Pitch to Boyer, swung on and fouled out. He chased the breaking ball outside and just got the end of the bat on it. 1-2 to the Cardinal captain and cleanup batter. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside for a ball. Ken Boyer was the most valuable player in the National League last year, and of course that is one of the outstanding achievements of the profession. If you're a professional baseball player, to be named the most valuable player in your league is a singular distinction. 2-2 pitch. Fastball outside. Count of 3-2 now to Ken Boyer. Payoff pitch, misses low and away, and he walked in. That's the 4th walk issued in the game. We're going to step out for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network. This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner. In St. Louis, Missouri, the Cardinals have drawn a leadoff walk in the bottom of the 8th. Boyer's on at first. Grote is up. The Mets are leading by a score of 7-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on. It's a check swing ground ball to the right side. Taken by Klaus to Macmillan for one. And no relay as Boyer slides in. So Grote becomes the base runner at first as Boyer has been forced and McCarver's coming up. In that game at Wrigley Field in Chicago, in the bottom half of the 16th, with the Cubs batting and the score tied 2-2, with one man out, Ernie Banks doubled. Then Doug Clemens was walked intentionally with first base open, but Howie Reed uncorked a wild pitch and both runners moved up. Vic Rosnowski then was walked intentionally to load the bases, and George Altman, a former Met, came up. First time he's played since May the 9th. He came off the bench, drew a walk that forced in the winning run, and the game was over, as the Cubs won it in 16 innings, 3-2 over the Dodgers. Here's a pitch low for a ball. One man out and a runner at first base here, and the Mets are leading by a score of 7-0. knuckleballer Barney Schultz is up and throwing down in the bullpen now for the St. Louis Cardinals. Pitch swung on, and it's going to right field, way back, and this one is off the roof for a 2-run homer. Tim McCarver with a home run. For McCarver, it is his 5th homer of the season. Gets the Cardinals into the scoring column for the first time today. Casey singles on his way to the mound. Casey looks down to the bullpen, and I think we're going to get a change right here. There's one man out, nobody on in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And it is Larry Bernard who is coming in. So Gary Crow will be leaving after having pitched 7 1/3. He allowed 2 runs on 9 hits. He struck out 5 and he walked 4. So Larry Bernard is the pitcher. Young Steve Carlton, a young left-hander, has joined Barney Schultz in the bullpen. Bernard has completed his warm-up tosses now. 1 man out, nobody on base. Well, Larry had arm trouble in the spring and has been working himself back. Last year, early in the season, he won 4 straight games for the Mets. Holds the record for consecutive victories among Met pitchers. Benson the waist to get the sign, and his pitch to the right-hand batter. Low for a ball. Here's a pitch swung on, hit on the ground, through the hole into left field for a base hit. Picked up by Billy Cowan in left and played in, and Gagliano and coming to stop skids down on his knees and rounding first, but he's back to the bag safely. Ball was hit on the ground, but in the hole between Smith and McMillan for a base hit. Brings up Dow Maxwell. He came on as a runner for Tito Francona, who had batted for Javier in the 7th inning. Hit on the ground to third, taken by Charlie Smith over to Klaus for 1. The relay on, and he's safe at first. He beat the relay. 2 men out. Nelson Briles is due up, but Carl Warwick's going to bat for him. Carl Warwick.
Batting for Briles.
Carl Warwick has been up 21 times and had only 2 hits. He's batting .095. He's a right-hand batter. Bernard checks, fields, and the pitch is low for a ball. The Mets are leading by a score of 7-2. Bernard's 1-0 pitch hit on the ground to second base, and Klaus takes it and goes to the bag himself for the force. Side is out as Bernard's got 3 consecutive men to hit the ball on the ground. So Bernard puts out the fire. Cardinals pick up 2 runs. They got 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left, and the score at the end of 8 full innings is the Mets 7 and the Cardinals 2. Knuckleballing Barney Schultz has come in now to pitch for the St. Louis Cardinals. Nelson Briles worked an inning. No runs, no hits, struck out 2 and walked, none removed for a pinch hitter. Barney Schultz was the fellow who appeared almost every day during the stretch drive last year for the Cardinals. As we go to the top of the 9th, it'll be Bobby Klaus up to lead off. Barney Schultz with his first pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Dick Grote has the ball. To White in time. Faust has grounded out. Now it'll be Johnny Lewis. Johnny is 2 for 3 and a walk today. Schultz's pitch is swung on and fouled off for strike one. The Mets got 5 runs in the top half of the 5th inning here today. Charlie Smith had a bases-loaded double, and Hawk Taylor had a 2-run homer. Hawk Taylor had another 2-run homer after the rain in the 7th. Here's the pitch outside. 1-1 to John Lewis. And the 1-1 delivery is low and away for a ball. It's 2-1. Charlie Smith is waiting on deck. And here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2 to Johnny Lewis. Barney Schultz bending from the waist. 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. He gets a strikeout. He strikes out Johnny Lewis. 2 away, and Charlie Smith is the batter. From August 1st on, Barney Schultz was credited with 11 saves last year during the stretch run. He also preserved the Cardinal victory for Ray Sadecki in the opening game of the World Series, allowing the Yankees 4 hits and 1 run in 3 innings. Barney was the loser in the 3rd game when he only had 1 pitch. Leading off in the 9th inning, Mickey Mantle ripped it for a home run. The Yankees won 2-1. Pitch to Smith. Inside, it misses everything. Comes all the way back. The Mets 7 and the Cardinals 2. Cardinals got their 2 runs on a McCarver home run. We're in the top half of the 9th inning. Here's a pitch that is fouled off. It's 1-1 to Charlie Smith. Well, that knuckler does some very strange things. Ron Swoboda's waiting on deck. And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Knuckleball. Schultz has the sign, and this is a 1-2 delivery. Bunted. Back to Schultz. He plays over to first in time. Charlie Smith bunting on the 3rd strike. And goes out. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Score at the end of 8.5 innings is the Mets 7 and the Cardinals 2. If you're wondering what kind of a song goes with Sorpresete and Salchichi, listen to this.
Come facete mamita is sure to be sung when Italian Americans get together, and spicy pizza rustica will be served. The inevitable result is a fiery thirst.
Osteria numero 1, ci va, come te non c'è nessuno. Ci va, sempre birra noi berremo, e
This song brings on the beer, probably Rheingold. In New York City, where there are more Italians than in Naples, more people drink Rheingold Extra Dry than any other beer. And Rheingold is going great in New Jersey, New England, and Pennsylvania, too. Why do Italian Americans like Rheingold? We don't know, but we must be doing something right.
Bernard starts the motion, and here's the pitch. It's low for ball 1. The Mets 7, the Cardinals 2. Tug McGraw continues to throw in the Met bullpen. Bernard's pitch to Flood. Swung on it on the ground to short. bubble by McMillan. He slips down, throws on, and not in time. Mack went over to one-hand the ball. It popped out of his glove, and then he slipped down and threw from that position on, not in time to get flooded, scored as an error, charged against McMillan. That brings up Lou Brock, who is 1 for 4. Nobody out. In this game now, Bernard's faced 4 men. All 4 have hit the ball on the ground. Ball is in for a call strike as Brock shortened and bluffed a bunt. Mets 7, the Cardinals 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Hickman playing behind the runner, Kurt Flood at first base. That infield is a little treacherous with the mixture of mud and sand as a result of the rains here this afternoon. The outfield's a little treacherous because it's just wet. Swung on it on the ground to second. A high hopper taken by Klaus. He goes to first base in time as Flood moves on to second. Klaus looked over to McMillan. It would have been closer, and he decided to go for the show-in at first base. So there's one away, and Bill White's coming up. Been no chance to double the speedy Lou Brock, that's for sure. And here's Bill White up. Walked, popped to second, and hit into a force play. Popped to short, hit into a force play. Here's a pitch that's in for a called strike. Ken Boyer is swinging a bat on deck. Mets have the defense playing Bill White to pull. Here's a pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground. Little number down to first baseline. Bernard up with it, throws on, not in time. Ball goes down the line and right. It's backed up by Bobby Klaus. White's on at first and Flood moves to third. It's a base hit, a little swinging roller down the first baseline, and Bernard tried to barehand it, threw it on past Hickman at first. Fortunately, Klaus had come up to back up the possible throw in short right field. And Flood moved to third. So it was another ground ball, but when it's a base hit, and here's Boyer up. Boyer flied into a double play, struck out, popped up, and walked. That's 7. The Cardinals 2. That was hit number 10 for the Cards. Pitch is low for a ball. Pitcher record for the Cardinals is Sadecki. The pitcher record for the Mets is Kroll. Here's a pitch hit on the ground. A high chopper down the third base line. Charlie Smith takes it. Has no play. A run scores, and it's a base hit and the run batted in for Boyer, who's at first, and White moves to second. Just a Baltimore chop that went way up in the air, and Charlie Smith had to wait till it came down. It is the Mets 7 and the Cardinals 3, and we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
WGY, WGFM Schenectady.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Ralph Kiner and Bob Murphy in St. Louis. Dick Groats up for the Cardinals now. Run his first and second, one man out. Bernard's pitch is low for a ball. The Mets 7 and the Cardinals 3. Cardinals with a couple of ticky base hits, but they picked up a run, and they have 2 runners on here. 1-0 pitch to Groat. Fired in for a call strike. It's 1-1. Tug McGraw, Jim Beskey still throwing in the Met bullpen. Single game here this afternoon in St. Louis, but a single game that was twice delayed by rain. 15 minutes, an hour and 12 minutes. Now Bernard with the pitch. Swung on and lined into right for a base hit. Dave Silver now. Swoboda comes up with the ball. Coming on around to score. It's right. The throw comes to the infield, and Boyer slips down, but no play is made on him as he goes all the way to third. Boyer slipped down halfway between second and third, but managed to get to his feet and go on, and no play was made on him. 1 run scored. It is the Mets 7 and the Cardinals 4, but Tim McCarver is coming up now, representing potential tying run at the plate. McCarver had a 2-run homer to account for the first 2 Met runs. Casey Stengel is on his way to the mound right now. It is a single to right and a run batted in for Dick Grote. As Bill White scored, Boyer moved to third after slipping down halfway between second and third. That was the first solid hit off Larry Bernard. Bobby Klaus comes in from second. Hawk Taylor's out there. Stengel is talking to Bernard. He's leaving him in the ball game. Cardinals have had 3 hits, but the one by Grote was the only solid one, as Bill White had a swinging roller down the first baseline, and Boyer had a Baltimore chop. And now it's McCarver up, with the Mets leading by a score of 7-4. One man out. Runners at first and third. Bernard checks, and here's the pitch. Low for a ball. The Mets at one time led 7-0 in this ball game. Dennis Ryban is up and throwing now in the bullpen along with Bethke. Ryban and Bethke are throwing. Bernard's up and set. Runners leading first and third. The pitch swung on and pops up to third base. Charlie Smith retreats. He's on the line. He's in fair territory now, and he makes the catch. No advance, 2 men out. As McCarver popped it up. Now Phil Gagliano's coming up. He is 1 for 4, and he's had 1 run batted in. He hit the ball on the ground. He was the first batter that Bernard faced. He hit the ball on the ground between short and third. Mets 7, the Cardinals 4. Bottom half of the 9th inning in St. Louis, Missouri. Dow Maxwell is the next scheduled batter for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch, low and away for a ball. Casey Stengel switched off in the bullpen to right-handers and had Tug McGraw sit down, because if the Cardinals go to a pinch hitter, it'll be probably Mike Shannon or Bob Uecker, both right-hand batters. 1-0 pitch, inside low for a ball. So Bernard goes behind 2-0 now to Phil Gagliano. 2 men out and 2 men on. At 7, Cardinals 4. Bernard takes off his cap now, looks around the outfield. He's trying to save this one for Gary Crow. Bernard sets, runners lead at first and third. The 2-0 pitch, and it's low for a ball. So he goes behind now, 3-0. The great problem about walking this fella is that you put the potential tying run on base if you do. And Bernard has gone behind 3-0. Larry's up and set. 3-0 pitch. He walked him. Now Dow Maxwell is coming up with the bases loaded and 2 men out. Maxwell is a right-hand batter. Maxwell has been up only 3 times this year. So far without a hit, he's a right-hand batter. Mike Shannon has come out to the on-deck circle to bat for pitcher Barney Schultz, who is due up next. Bernard works straight away to Maxwell. Swung on and hit in the air to right field, and coming on now is the right fielder Swoboda. He can't get it, and it goes on by him. 1 run is scored. 2 runs have scored. 3 runs have scored, and going to third with a triple is Dow Maxwell, and the game is tied at 7-7. As Ron Swoboda settled under the ball as though he had it, and the ball fell at his feet and then went by him. Runners were going, of course, with 2 men out. They were loaded up, and 3 runs are scored, and suddenly it is a tie game at 7-7. Casey Stengel is going to the mound. The potential winning run now is at third base. That's going to be all for Benarth, but it was not Benarth's fault in any manner or any way. That was an easy chance, a routine fly ball to right field, and Ron Swoboda moved up, settled as though to catch it, and the ball hit right at his feet and then went by him. It is scored as a triple, and 3 runs batted in, and Jim Beskey is coming in now to face Mike Shannon, who will bat for Barney Schultz. Strangely enough, after hitting the ball, Dow Maxfield had sort of taken it easy down to first, figuring it was an easy chance. And when he saw that ball hit at Swoboda's feet, he then spurted, and since it went by Swoboda, he got all the way to third. Shannon will bat now for Barney Schultz. And Bob Perky is the man throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. Bob Perky. Cardinals have batted around here in the bottom of the ninth. It is the ninth man to come up for the Cards in the bottom of the ninth. Shannon, right-hand batter, in and waiting now. He's been up 57 times this year at 6 hits. He's batting 105. Score tied 7-7. The Cardinals with a runner at third and 2 men out. So it's up to young Jim Beskey, 18 years of age, to try to get Shannon out of there to send the game into extra innings. He's working straight away. Maxfield bluffs the start down the line from third. Here is the pitch to the right-hand batter. In there for a call, strike 1 to Mike Shannon. The Mets at one time led 7-0. And now the score is tied, 7-7. Beskey works straight away again with a strike 1 pitch. Swung on it on the ground foul, back of first. A 2-strike count. When the ball left Maxwell's bat, it looked like a routine chance in right field because it was not deep. As a matter of fact, it was just about where Swoboda was. He moved up, settled underneath. Maxfield himself had just about given up, and suddenly the ball hit at Swoboda's feet. 2-strike pitch, swung on and hit in the air to short center, and right there is Johnny Lewis. He moves up, makes the catch, and this game will go into extra innings as Shannon has flied to center. But the Cardinals picked up 5 runs on 4 hits. There was an error and 1 man left. And the score, the end of 9 full innings, is tied. The Mets 7 and the Cardinals 7.
And right now we move to the top of the 10th. Well, as Lindsay told you, a routine fly ball to right field, the final out of the game, just waiting there, and Ron Swoboda evidently lost the ball in the sun. There's not much sun, but he didn't make the catch, and it's a tie ball game, 7-7 at the top of the 10th. And Ron now to lead off here for the Mets. Ron has 1 hit and 4 times up. Right-hand batter. And Bob Perky, a knuckleballer, with his first pitch. It's inside, ball 1. And Perky back again. The pitch hit off to the right field side. Right there waiting for it is the right fielder, and he makes the catch. Oh, Mike Shannon. Phil Gagliano, pardon me, making the catch in right field for the first out. That ball not a whole lot different from the ball hit by Dow Maxwell, although Dow's not hit as hard. He broke his bat in the ball at the right field. One away, and it brings up Hawk Taylor. Hawk has been the hero for the Mets in this ball game. He has had 2 two-run home runs. Score tied 7-7, 1 out, top of the 10th. And Bob Perky with his first pitch, a knuckleball off the glove of McCarver. It's strike 1. Pitch was on the outside part of the plate. It's strike 1. And the next pitch bounced to second base. Two hopper taken by Maxwell. He goes to first base, out number 2. That'll bring up Jim Hickman, who is hitless in the ball game. Jim is 0 for 4. Outside the pitcher's position. Only 2 players in this game without a base hit, including both sides, Jim Hickman and Roy McMillan, the on-deck batter. And the first pitch is ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Mets scored 5 runs in the 5th to take the early lead, added 2 more in the 7th. But the Cardinals came back with 2 in the 8th and 5 in the 9th to tie it up at 7-7. The pitch by Perky hit off the handle in the hole, going over the shortstop. He can't get to it. It goes through, and Hickman now holds at first base, and he has a base hit. That ball was hit very easily, and it went just by Ken Boyer. Big Grote came over, got a glove on it, slowed it up slightly, and rolled out into shallow left field. So Jim has a base hit. The Mets have the tie-breaking run at first base, and the batter is Roy McMillan. First hit for the Mets since the 7th inning, and a 2-run home run by Hawk Taylor. Roy 0 for 4, the only man in the regular lineup on both sides without a base hit. And the pitch, inside by Perky, it's ball 1. Mets have 10 base hits. Cardinals have 13. 23 base hits in the ball game. 7-7 tie. Perky a look at first base. And the pitch back to McMillan. Bounced high in the air off of the pitching rubber. Goes Perky. He gets the ball, throws to first base, and he makes the play there in time. Oh, a high chopper, but not high enough as far as Roy McMillan is concerned, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. And the score at the end of 9.5, the Mets 7, the Cardinals 7. Moving to the bottom half of the 10th inning, the score tied 7-7. Mets are making a defensive change. They have moved Johnny Lewis from center field into right field, Billy Cowan from left field to center field, and Danny Napoleon has gone in left field. Danny will be batting in Ron Swoboda's spot in the batting order, Ron being taken out of the game. That means Danny will be batting 4th in the batting order. First man up against Jim Bethke will be Kurt Flood, followed by Lou Brock and Bill White. Bethke came in the game with the winning run on at third base and 2 men away, and he got Mike Shannon to fly out to center field. So Jim now to work here in the bottom half of the 10th. Kurt Flood started the inning in the 9th inning when the Cardinals scored their 5 runs. He reached on an error by the shortstop. Right-hand batter. And now Bethke with the first pitch. It's too low, ball 1. Sinking fastball below the knees. It's 1 ball, no strike. Flood with 1 hit and 4 times up. Four for 12 in this 3-game series. Pitch back to the plate. Again low, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. Bethke, a right-hander, 18 years of age. Third pitcher used by Casey Stengel. And the 2-0 delivery bounced to short over to the left side. McMillan over to one-handed. A good play on the first base. A throw in the dirt, and what is safe. Throwing there on Roy McMillan. Roy made a good play coming up with the ball, and he threw the ball in the dirt. And Flood is safe at first base. So once again, just like in the 9th inning, Flood reaches. And the winning run is at first base with no one out. That'll bring up Lou Brock. Lou 1 for 5. That's looking for a punt. Charlie Smith in short. And the pitch is taken high, very high. Throw to first base, and he is out. Third Flood as Bobby Klaus came in from behind to make the tag, and Bobby made that tag right through his leg. Third Flood, an argument on the play by Mickey Vernon, and Bobby Klaus coming in from behind. A good throw by Hop Taylor, and Third Flood is taken off the bases. Well, this game has seen everything. 2 rain delays. 1 for 15 minutes, 1 for an hour and 12 minutes. Mets at one time have a 7-0 lead. It's 7-7. Next pitch back to Brock, line to left field, a base hit. Charging quickly is Napoleon. Brock rounds at first base and holds there. So once again, the winning run at first base, this time with 1 out, and the batter is Bill White. Bill 1 for 3. He walked his first 2 times up. Beat out a short hit down the first base line his last time up. Left-hand batter. And the pitch. Inside, a backhand catch by Hawk Taylor. It's ball 1. Now Bethke in the set position. Last man at first. The ball hit down to second base. Bobby Klaus back in the grass, handles it, throws to second base for the forced play there, and out number 2. No chance at all for a double play. Bobby had to fight a vicious hop, and he completed the play ahead to get the advance runner. Now with 2 out, the batter is Ken Boyer. Boyer bounced one off the plate his last time up, beat it out for a base hit, which drove in a run. He has 1 hit and 4 times up today. 9th inning started out like a nightmare for the Mets, and it proved to be one as the Cardinals scored 5 runs to tie up the game. Throw to first base, a little lob throw. Jim Bethke pitching to Ken Boyer. White at first base. And the pitch is bounced slowly to third. Charlie Smith charging. He handles it, throws to first base, and in time for the play. A fine play by Charlie Smith. He had to charge it. He had to take a half hop moving in, and he came up throwing and made the play to retire the side. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. 1 man left, and the score at the end of 10. The New York Mets 7, the St. Louis Cardinals 7.
The Mets and the Cards are going to the 11th inning, tied 7-7, and the Mets are going to send Ed Cranepool up as a pinch hitter to bat against Bob Perky here in the 11th inning. Cranepool has not played today. He's been bothered with a back ailment. He says it's a little tough for him to bend over. He just had to bend over and pick up a ball that was off the glove of McCarver as he stood there on deck, and he was a little cautious in bending down. As the throw going through to second, once again, here's Ralph Kiner.
Okay, Lindsey Nelson, it's the top of the 11th inning. This ball game started, or was scheduled to start, approximately 5 hours ago. Mets are only scheduled for 1 game here today, which, as you can see, is a good thing. Jesse Garner coming in from the bullpen. There's a possibility he might be batting for the pitcher. Ed Cranepool, a left-hand batter, and Bob Berkey starts him off with a knuckleball. It's ball 1. Pitch is outside. Ed batting .344 with 3 home runs and 17 runs batted in. Berkey came in the game in the 10th inning, gave up 1 base hit. Drive deep to center field. Kurt Flood going way back. He's back near the warning track, and he makes the catch. Long drive, 400 and so feet away to center field, and Cranepool is out. That ball well hit for out number 1. And the pitcher, Jim Bethke, is scheduled up, but he's being called back. And by the bat rack is Jesse Gonder. 1 man away in the top of the 11th inning. The score tied at 7-7. All the baseball action in the National League is completed. Philadelphia defeated Cincinnati 4-3. Pittsburgh over Milwaukee 10-1. Giants over Houston 5-2. In 16 innings, the Cubs defeated the Dodgers 3-2. In the American League, Boston defeated Cleveland 6-2. In the second ball game, that game's still going. Boston 4, Cleveland 2. Washington split with the Yankees 7-3 in the first game going to Washington. The Yankees won the second 3-2. Baltimore defeated Detroit 7-3 in the first ball game. In the second game, the score is 4-3 in favor of Baltimore after 7 1/2 innings. Kansas City and Minnesota were rained out, and the White Sox defeated the Angels 8-3. Now Jesse Gonder announced in the game. Jesse batting .341, 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in. And Bob Perky now ready to start work. And he throws a knuckleball. It's fouled off, strike 1. Starting pitcher in this ball game, back about 140, was Ray Sadecki. He went 4 2/3 innings, was charged with 5 runs, gave up 7 hits. After Ray, it was Ron Taylor, Nelson Briles, Barney Schultz, and now Bob Perky. 1 strike delivery, way inside. Gonder has to dance away. It's ball 1. Starting pitcher for the Mets, Gary Kroll, he had a shutout going until the 8th inning. Gave up 2 runs, allowed 8 hits. 2 runs coming on a 2-run home run by Tim McCarver. And Larry Bernard and Jim Bethke. And the Mets will have a new one going in the bottom half of the 11th. 1-1 delivery. Inside corner, fastball struck through there, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck batter, Bobby Klaus. One ball, 2 strikes. Score tied 7-7. 1 man out, top of the 11th inning. And the pitch back is on the outside corner, looked at, strike 3. Bob Perky getting his first strikeout. Came in the game in the 10th inning. And he now has 2 away here in the 11th. He'll be pitching to Bobby Klaus. Bobby 1 for 4 today. Singled off the pitcher's glove in the 5th inning when the Mets scored 5 runs. Batting for the first time against Perky. Right-hand batter. And the first pitch. Fastball bounced down toward second base. Maxwell to his right. In front of it, he's up with it. Throws to first base, and that retires the side. 1-2-3 for Bob Perky in the 11th inning, and the score at the end of 10 1/2. The Mets 7, the Cardinals 7. Bottom half of the 11th inning. A new pitcher in for the Mets. It's Tom Parsons. Tom, the 4th man used by Casey Stengel. He is making his 11th appearance. He is 0-1. And a change in the lineup for the Mets. Jim Hickman, who was playing first base, is going out to right field. Billy Cowan, who was in center field, after Lewis had moved from center to right, is out of the game. And Ed Cranepool will bat in his place. Ed was a pinch hitter for Billy Cowan. And back to center field after playing right field goes Johnny Lewis. So the Mets now have a defensive outfield of Danny Napoleon in left field, Johnny Lewis in center field, and Jim Hickman in right field. Cranepool at first base, Bobby Klaus at second base, Roy McMillan at short, Charlie Smith at third base, a catcher is Hawk Taylor. And Tom Parsons on the mound for the Mets. First man that Tom will pitch to will be Dick Groat. Dick had 1 hit. Prior power to this time at bat. That was a big hit to right field to drive in a run. 1 for 5 today. Right-hand batter. He'll be followed by Tim McCarver and Phil Gagliano. And the first pitch by Parsons is a curveball outside, ball 1. Tom has appeared in this series before. He was in did a good job in relief. Now the pitch back to the plate. Line to right field, foul. Down the line. Hickman going over, can't get to it as it goes into the stand. Ball is not far enough to be out of the ballpark. It was just off to the right-hand side. Right field line to 310. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Dick Gross. We're in the bottom half of the 11th inning. Parsons, a right-hand pitcher, taking a long look at the signs. Now into the windup in his 1-1 delivery. Fastball line to right, again down the line. This time foul and just about the identical play. So Tom has it counted 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lights are on at the park. Sun shining also. And right field to Sun Field. And that proved to be the undoing of Ron Swoboda, who was in right field when, with 2 men out in the 9th inning, Val Maxwell hit a fly ball to right. Ron let the ball drop, and the Braves started up. Should say the Cardinals started up. Pitch back is the curveball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes on Dick Gross. And the next pitch is ball 3. Full count now. Tom Parsons works with no one out. Three and 2. Outfield shaded toward right field against the right-hand batter. And now Parsons into the windup and the pitch. It is taken outside, ball 4, and the winning run goes to first base with no one out here in the bottom half of the 11th. That brings up Tim McCarver, who's had a fine day today. Tim with a single, a double, and a home run to drive in 2 runs. Left-hand batter, 3 for 5. That's looking for a bunt now as Charlie Smith moves in. No one out in the bottom half of the 11th. And Tom Parsons with the pitch. It is taken on the outside corner, strike 1, and McCarver was not bunting. 1 strike count. Cardinals had their lead runner on in the 10th inning, but did not score. Dick Grote at first base, edging off. And the pitch. Bunted on and missed. Strike 2. Coming over back of Dick Grote at second base, Bobby Krause. And Grote hustling back in. Big play in the game is when the Mets picked off a base runner at first base with no one out in the 10th. Kurt Flood picked off at first base. Two-strike count on Tim McCarver. Charlie Smith has moved back at third, not looking for the bunt. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and Tom Parsons picks up Tim McCarver. His first strikeout, out number 1 here in the 11th inning, and it brings up Phil Gagliano. Phil 1 for 4. right-hand batter. The Mets now dropping back, looking and hoping for a double play. And the pitch to Gagliano. A curve swung on a miss, strike one. One strike count. Dick Grote at first base, being held there by Ed Craneful. And his one strike delivery. Swung on and missed. It's strike two. Breaking pitch. And Tom Parsons now to 0-2 on Phil Gagliano. Mets 7 runs on 10 hits. The Cardinals have 7 runs in 14. We're in the bottom half of the 11th inning. Parsons sets again. And his two-strike delivery is in there. Strike three call. So Parsons picks up 2 strikeouts. Gagliano going back to the bench, and coming up is Dow Maxwell. Dow drove in the 3 runs that tied up the ball game. He is 1 for 2. The starting second baseman was Julian Javier, who was taken out for a pinch hitter in the 7th inning. Maxwell, a right-hand batter. Dick Grote at first base. And the pitch is swung on and missed. Strike one. Ball dropped by Hawk Taylor, but it rolls out in front of him. And Dick Grote stays at first. 1 strike count. Cardinals with the winning run at first base with 2 men out here in the bottom half of the 11th inning. And the pitch. Curveball too low. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. The 3 runs driven in by Maxwell to tie up the ball game, coming with 2 men out. The first 3 runs he has batted in all year. Also marked his first hit of the 1965 season. As we explained earlier, the ball was missed in the outfield, misplayed, and it should have been caught, and the Mets should have won the ball game. There's a strike call for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 men away, bottom half of the 11th inning. Dick Grote at first base. And Tom Parsons looking in for the sign. He has them in the stretch position. And the pitch. The swing and a miss, strike 3. And Tom Parsons strikes out the side after giving up a walk on the 3-2 pitch to Dick Grote. So Parsons works out of trouble, picking up 3 strikeouts. And the score now at the end of 11, with 1 man left on base in that half of the inning. The Mets 7, the Cardinals 7.
Johnny Lewis played center field, moved over to right, and moved back to center. Today, he is 2 for 4 on a walk, leading off for the Mets here in the top half of the 12th inning. And in case you've joined us along lately, perhaps we should explain that before we ever got into extra innings, we've been here for quite a while because of the fact that there were rain delays. It rained about a half hour before the schedule started the game, so that we were held up for a few minutes, a very few minutes at the start. Then we had a 15-minute delay, and then we had a delay of an hour and 12 minutes. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right field. Going back into the warning track is Gagliano with the glasses flipped, and he makes the catch in front of the wall. That's 1 away. Johnny Lewis flying out deep to right. And that brings up Charlie Smith. Charlie had the first big hit of the day for the Mets, a double with the bases loaded to drive in 3 runs in the top of the 5th. That is his only hit of the day. He is 1 for 4 and a sacrifice. Right-hand batter. Score tied 7-7 in the 12th inning. Now Bob Perky's pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. Ray Sadecki started today for the Cardinals. The left-hander worked 4 2/3. Was touched for 5 runs on 7 hits. Strike 1 delivery, swung on and popped up into short center. Going out to Dow Maxwell, the second baseman, and he calls and he makes the catch. 2 away, Mets batting in the top of the 12th. And now it is Danny Napoleon coming for his first time in the game. Danny Napoleon. Napoleon is a right-hand batter. Right-hand pitcher Perky with the pitch, and it's fouled off and out of play. Strike one. Hawk Taylor's waiting on deck. Hawk has had 2 home runs today. 2 two-run home runs. Now the strike one pitch to Napoleon. Swung on and hit in the air to center field. Kurt Flood is over, and so is right fielder Gagliano. And Phil Gagliano makes the catch to retire the side. The Mets go in order. No runs, no hits, none left. Score at the end of 11 and a half innings is the Mets 7, the Cardinals 7. As we go to the bottom of the 12th, Bob Perky is going to come up to bat. Bob Perky coming up to lead off for the Cardinals. Tom Parsons working his second inning in relief here. And a game in which the score is tied. 7-7. All the other action in the National League is completed. Perky up now. Tom Parsons throws the rubber, looks in for a side from Hawk Taylor. And the pitch to the right-hand batter. Swung on, hit on the ground to shortstop. Roy McMillan scoops it up, plays it across the crane pool, and there's one away. One away in the bottom of the 12th, and now top of the batting order for the St. Louis Cardinals, Kurt Flood. Last 2 times up, Flood has been on errors committed by Roy McMillan at shortstop. Flood is 1 for 5 and a walk. Up for his 6th time here. Swinging a ground ball through the hole in the left field for a base hit. Danny Napoleon charges up with it, plays it back in, and Flood has his second hit of the day. He's on at first with 1 man out, and Lou Brock the batter. That is the first hit off Tom Parsons. Lou Brock has had 2 hits today. He is 2 for 6. Up for his 7th official time at the plate. Left-hand batter. He had the inside the park home run in the first inning yesterday. Throw over, not in time. Kurt Flood back safely. Now the pitch, and it's low for ball. Not in time, and Brock backs out at the plate. Off the stretch now, Tom Parsons with the pitch swung on, fouled off to the left side, now to play. It's 1-1 to Brock. Mets have the defense swung over toward right, playing Lou Brock to pull. Bill White on deck to be followed by Ken Boyer. Cardinals batting in the bottom of the 12th. The Mets' longest game of this season. Parsons bends from the waist this time to get the sign. Kurt Flood leads. It's a 1-1 pitch. Missed outside for a ball. 2-1. Gary Crow started on the mound for the Mets, worked 7 in the third innings. He allowed 2 runs on 8 hits. A homer by Tim McCarver. The only run scored off him. Then Larry Bernard came on, followed by Besky and Tom Parsons. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 2-2 now to Lou Brock. The things that happened to the Mets in the bottom half of the 9th inning, you would hardly believe. Now the 2-2 pitch, and it's high. So the count has gone full now to Brock. And with 1 man out, Kurt Flood is the runner at first. Excellent speed. Rainpool now instructed to play behind the runner. Rainpool tries to bluff him back. He's running again. The pitch is low and he walks. So Flood goes to second and Brock goes to first. 1 man out, and Bill White coming up in the bottom of the 12th. Score tied. Cardinals have had 15 hits in the game. Mets have had 10. Bill White's a left-hand batter. He walked his first 2 times up. Since then, he's 1 for 4. But the Cardinals have the potential winning run now at second base, represented by speedy Kurt Flood. Parsons checks the runner. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. White steps out of the batter's box. He didn't like the call. Action down in the Met bullpen now. Dennis Ryban is up and throwing. White up and Ken Boyer waiting on deck. Strike 1 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to left. Moving back is Danny Napoleon. Way back. He's at the wall. He leaps and it's off his glove and up into the stands and falls back on the field. Coming home is Kurt Flood, and the ball game is over. The ball was in play. The ball was in play, but the run is scored, and it's scored as a single. Scoring. Kurt Flood from second base as Danny Napoleon scored as a 2-base hit. It is scored as a 2-base hit since Kurt Flood scored from second base. Danny Napoleon went back. He got to the wall, and then he leaped up to try to make the grab, and the ball hit his glove and bounded up into the stands, but came back from the field, and the umpire called the ball in play. So it was not a home run. It was a double, with Flood scoring the winning run from second base. And the Cardinals win it by a score of 8-7. After the Mets at one time had led by a score of 7-0. We had 2 rain delays, one for 15 minutes and one for an hour and 12.